What is happening, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about some of the runners and riders for the World Deadlift Championships coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm just going to do some comparison videos. So the top runners and riders we have, I suppose, would be Graham Hicks, Ron Heinle, Ivan. It's a pity Mitchell Hooper isn't in it this year. I'd like to see him push for it because obviously he's one of the guys that I think could genuinely pull the 502. Another guy we're missing this year that could genuinely do it is Mr. Tommy Stoltman. So it's a pity he's not there, the big fucking whore. But let's talk about some of the guys that are going. Someone that's going and I don't think should be going, and it's not in personal, it's just I don't think he should be there, is Jamal Browner. He's a powerlifter, so he won't be doing the full show. I know you're saying, oh, Pa, but you were invited and you shouldn't have been there. But see, I did the full show, so it's different. I think any guest deadlifter that should be invited should be in genuine contention for the 502 and not inviting them because they have loads of followers and they get loads of views, which is a lot of bollocks in my opinion. He'll be lucky if he pulls 1,000 pounds. And again, it's not in personal. Like, I like him. He's a savage athlete. He's a great powerlifter. He's a super strong guy. He's a super angry guy with me, so he probably won't like this, but I don't give a fuck.
Today's workout is fueled by hate. I hate the strong man. I don't know his name.
Hello, people. It's just my opinion. He shouldn't be there. And going by his last deadlift session, which was, I assume he's one of these guys who is tells the truth about his deadlift sessions and his sessions, because I know a couple of guys like to fill us with shit. I remember Martin's list this a couple of years ago, failed a 370 kilo deadlift in his gym not long before World's Strongest Man, where he pulled 440 kilos, the lying bastard. And I know a couple of other guys that like to do that, to give us little false videos, making us think that they're weak when they're strong. Another fella that does that is, of course, Novikov. He likes to pretend that he's weak in training and puts up little shitty training videos, and he comes out and he wins World's Strongest Man. So assuming that Jamal is telling the truth, he put up his last deadlift video was 435 by 2, which wasn't great. He failed the last rep, he failed the third rep. If you're prepping for a show, I don't think you should be failing any reps in training. If you are, it's down to your coach, I think, because failure only puts more failure into your head and negativity. And if that's what was down in his program, 435 by 3, he failed. No, he did get 2 reps. And in my opinion, he'll be looking to get 1,000 pounds in the day, 454 kilos. And I don't know why we're inviting guys who can do 1,000 pounds. Like, why wasn't there's an English guy, Sean Logan, who lives in New Zealand now, but he's an English guy, he's a strong man, and he pulled 1,000 pounds recently quite easily, made it easy. And I know if he got the same amount of time as Jamal got, he would be a guy that could be in contention for a nice heavy deadlift. So it's kind of it's a bit fucking annoying when guys like these get calls before other stronger guys, just because they have a large following. But anyway, that's enough of my fucking bitching rant. So some of the other guys, Rona Heinle, always a threat to the World Deadlift Championships. I'm not sure if his training has been going as well as it was last year when he pulled 476 for a nice easy rep. I was full sure he would have done the 500 kilos that day, but speaking to him afterwards, he said he felt a little strain on his hamstring, so he wasn't going to risk it as he was doing the full show. I just don't think he's strong, or I don't think he's heavy enough to do 500 kilos. Like, when you're like, he is strong enough, he just doesn't have the body weight to cope with that weight. I don't think to be a 500 kilo deadlifter, you need that heavy body weight. You need that 180, 190 kilo body weight. I don't care how big or strong you are, you need body weight to hold that. So the next guy we're going to look at was Ivan Makarov, who did a nice easy 490 kilos. If I was Ivan, and if I was that strong, and if I was in that much of a contention for a 502 kilo deadlift, get some fucking calibrated plates and stop pulling off 1-inch mats. Set the stage like you would be doing it at the World Deadlift Championships. I know there's certain parts of your training where you'll add little things like pulling off a deficit or off a little 1-inch block, but he seems to be doing it every session. I don't know why. Like Graham Hicks has been pulling off the ground, pulling off calibrated plates, the exact same setup. It would be in the fucking competition, so why change anything? I don't think there's anyone else in contention for it. If there is, I'm fucking sorry. So let's look at some comparison videos, the reason I'm here. So Graham Hicks recently did a really heavy deadlift session, and he used the deadlift bar and he used calibrated plates and pulled off the floor like you fucking should be doing. So the first one we're going to look at is his 400, and I'm just trying to pull it up here, and I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys. There, there's so much shit on my phone trying to find it. So Graham Hicks, one of his warm-up sets was 420 kilos, and I found a video of Eddie Hall doing it 420, which was at the World Deadlift Championship, so there's a bit of a difference because he was fully prepped and peaked, whereas Graham Hicks is probably 80% or 85% there. So let's see it.
Let's go! Come on! Yes!
Oh, Eddie Hall has it locked out a good bit faster than Graham Hicks has. But obviously, they're at different stages of their prep. But you can see that Graham Hicks is on the right road to pulling 502, in my opinion. And the next one we're going to look at is the 450 kilo deadlift. I think this was Eddie Hall's third last session. It was a couple of years ago. I think this is 2016 when he did this, 2017 when he actually did this training session. It's from a side view. It's when he wasn't a big YouTube star and having 20 cameras around him and up his hole and everything. So it's a side on view, and Graham Hicks is obviously a front view, but you get the gist of it. So let's look at it. So both leave the ground at the same time. Boom. As you can see, they are quite similar. They are in the same stages of their training there. It is 450 kilos that's on both bars, and you can see now Eddie Hall trained differently. He never locked out his deadlifts fully, where he drove his hips through, which is good. I think I use in my own deadlift training. I like to train that way from time to time. Whereas Graham Hicks locks his out and pushes his hips through like he's trusting Kim. So there we have it. We have Graham Hicks has one more training session, one more heavy deadlift session, which is next week. I'm thinking about flying over and recording it and giving him some moral and spiritual support, and help him with his head game, because we all know I have a nice little psychotic head. So Graham Hicks, I think, is going for a 470 kilo deadlift next week. I think is on the plan. So it'll be one of the heaviest deadlift sessions ever recorded. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Even if I don't go, I'm looking forward to seeing it on his YouTube. And I will see you guys there.